So hopefully you guys have had time to absorb it in, deal with the result, see the other games as it finished Everton 3, Forest 0. Welcome to Grumpy Old Reds. Evening, guys. Hope you're doing well, and welcome to Grumpy Old Reds. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be a bit of a grumpy one. As always, make sure you hit the like, make sure you've subscribed. Coming up, we're going to break down what the hell happened yesterday, what it means going forward, and was that DycheBall or just a blip? So let's get into it. But we got my boy Zed the Red on the channel making his debut. For those of you who don't know who he is or why not, he's making waves all across TikTok. So you younger kids in there, I see you. Make sure you're following if you're not already. I'm going to put his link in the chat.
Now.
Huh?
I'm following right now.
All right, good.
Live on air.
Kids, Zed, you like 98 away from 10K on TikTok.
So close, so close.
All right, you lot are gonna get this done for him tonight, right? So I'm gonna pin the link in the chat. For those of you who don't know who he is, this is probably one of the ones that caught everyone's eye. So check this out.
This is my send for Poster No Clue. I wrote this in about 5 minutes, so bear with me, yeah? Hey, Poster No Clue, you need to move. You ain't gonna make it to season 2. With these tactics, you ain't gonna see this through. I'm not staying silent, I will speak the truth. And I don't even know what's worse. What you do with Nottingham Forest or Spurs? You lost 4 games out of 6, that hurt. Someone telling that your strategy clearly doesn't work. Everybody knows that your tactics crap. Someone told me, where's my Renakis at? All the fans are saying, please sack this man. I can't see the vision, I won't back his plan. The pressure's on you, you're stuck in the deep end. And we've got Magpies next on the weekend. Why'd you look at the floor when you're speaking? Why we sign new players when we don't need them? Because they all just stay on the bench. You need to sack Ange, I will say it again. We're going to finish 17th place in the Prem. Don't wait to the end, stop making amends. Why'd you play 3 at the back? Not Morata, he doesn't pass. Someone get Nuno, please bring him back. Evangelist, bring out the peas and the cash. Hurry up and get a manager, he doesn't fit a caliber. And if we don't, we're losing every match on the calendar. No one is a fan of you, you know that you're an amateur. Who said he's cooking? But it's who we are, mate. When will we part ways? You're delusional, something like Kanye. When is the break coming up? Because I can't wait for you to leave. It's been a couple hard days. Do this for our sake, you're ruining the club. I don't want to see what you're doing, it's enough. You lost other fans and you're losing all the love. And Poster No Clue, you're clueless as Hey, if you want me to send for Edu next, let me know. Or Marinakis. Actually, not him because he might shoot me. But yeah, and if you want me to upload this as an actual audio on Spotify and all of that, let me know.
That was just cold, bro. That was cold. Did you send for Edu? Did you send for Edu?
You know what? I made a full send for him, but when I was ready to release it, Forest went through some patch where everything was getting better. So it just wouldn't make sense to release it because everyone was feeling happy again. But I was itching to. But yeah, I made it. I made it a long while ago.
Yo, I'm going to keep an eye, guys, on how many followers he's got. I want to hit that 10K for Zed, right? So please do. So pins in the chat. Make sure you're following him. He does, well, basically, tell him what you do, man. Tell him what you do on TikTok.
So I'm a musician and I content create basically about Forest. So I go to every home game because I can never get away tickets. And I just interview outside the world famous city ground. I do quizzes, just match day questions, interviews, giveaways, I give away scarves, shirts, hats, and I make songs about Forest as well, as you guys should know now. And yeah, that's basically what I do in a small summary.
And of course, he's a red. He's a red. So
yes,
go check him out. But let's talk Forest, guys. Ben, I want to start with you, man. Sean Crypto's red and white army. What are we saying here, bro?
Yeah, I forgot to change that from last game.
What, you're not his. What? You flip-flopped?
No, look, I'm still Dyche in. I think it's too early to blame.
We have a flip-flop. Everyone changes their mind, like they didn't say that last time. We have a flip-flop. flip-flop, trying to erase the past. Well, buddy, you're having a laugh.
I mean, I'm not even flip-flopping. I'm still Dyche in. I'm still Dyche in. I thought the game though was absolutely dreadful.
I got to shout out Sean for that. Sean, you're a legend. Thanks for doing that. Sorry, go on, man.
The fact he keeps starting Endoy and Morata, you know, we've seen consistently that they're crap effectively. And I don't understand why they're still being played. Like, Endoy just needs to be like deported back to Switzerland because he's doing my head in. But we came out and we looked crap. We had no desire to win that game. Losing 3-0 is a joke, to be honest. The tactics were bad. Like I say, I don't like this lineup with Endoy and Morata starting when they're showing that they're not very good. And I thought it was appalling, really. But I'm not just going to blame the manager. You have to blame the players at some point. So, look, West Ham very nearly, a few minutes at the end of the game, we were nearly in the drop zone again. So it's not good enough. Like, the team we've got, and the one thing I wanted to mention is that people say, "Oh, we've got 10 injuries. We've got 10 injuries." Sean Dyche is the one who keeps saying that he's trying to get people fit. He said in his interview last week after the match, one of the players had asked if they could have a day off after the match, and he said no. Now, I don't know if that was a joke, but if he's making them work out like every single day of the week, they're getting no rest time, and the injuries just seem to be stacking up. So it's all well and good making people fit, but you've got to give them enough rest because the injuries just seem to be out of control. But nevertheless, we've got a £250 million squad. We should be able to put out a decent team every match. And losing 3-0 away at Everton, I think, is just unacceptable.
Do you think there were signs of it from the Wolves game, bro? Like, because we didn't play well. I know we got the win, but Wolves like stunk the house up.
Yeah,
like, did you go into this one confident?
Yeah, that's a good point because we haven't been back on since before the Wolves game. And the Wolves game, it was a hard-fought 1-0 win, but we were saying in our private chat, but that's the kind of game we kind of expected against Wolves. It was going to be an attritional game. It was going to be one where no team is going to show much quality in it, and it didn't. And it just took one moment of a cross. Well, one on the second occasion, Jesus getting his first goal for Forest, but it wasn't a good game, and it was a poor set of teams that came out that day. And I can't understand why, looking at that, he's going to then go into the Everton game, which is going to be a lot tougher. A team that he was with, let's not forget, for over 2 years, wasn't he? That he should know better than any other team in the league. And he sets us up with this exactly same lineup against them. And within minutes, we were found out. Within minutes. And it's down to, games like that is down to desire. I think you kind of mentioned it. We're probably going to be more up for these top 6 games, and he's probably going to get better results against the top 6. But these are the games where you got to grind it out. And Everton, no doubt. I mean, I didn't go as high as saying they'd finish 7th, but I did expect a top 10 finish from them this season, and that's under Moyes. And I'm not saying I want Moyes any more than I wanted Dyche, but the style of football yesterday was absolutely pathetic. And I think you're going to put up a stat a little bit later on, or show us an image. Yeah. Which kind of is going to describe exactly the style of play that we've come to expect Dyche do. And I just didn't want him to do it at Forest. I felt he had a much better squad. He's much better set of players, even with the injuries. And it's not proven that way. And I mean, even look at Yates' injury yesterday. If that's a hamstring, then he's out for a while.
That's a hammy, man.
That's a hamstring. And he never pulls up for nothing. So that's Yatesy out for a while. That was the type of game that he should have started in yesterday. Yeah, I know Brindy or someone's going to say I'm speaking in hindsight again, but it is. I would not. I would definitely have made changes from the Wolves game. Sorry, I'll just finish off. Definitely would have made changes from the Wolves game, and I wouldn't have started with the same lineup. But yeah, again, you're gonna have to have a look at how he's setting his squad up. But these players all of a sudden can't play 2-3 games in a week. It's pathetic, really. But
Ryan Yates, Dyche said at the end in his interview, he said Ryan Yates is the type of player who hardly ever gets injured. But I think they're overstraining it. I think he's doing too much. I think this fitness thing, the beep test or whatever it's called, the bleep test, I think it's out of hand. They're probably doing it running sideways. Like he's not giving them enough rest. Something has gone wrong to have this many injuries And he said it himself, Ryan Yates never gets injured. Well, then what's happened? Because he's pulled up with a hamstring injury.
Then what are you saying, bro? How did you read yesterday's match? I know we were messaging back and forth during it, but what was your general take? Like, start with the team lineup. What was your reaction to it?
Okay. You see, I feel like Sean Dyche has been put in a tough position, right? He's picked up from where Ange left the club. I feel like he's done a great turnover. From the match yesterday, yes, with the injuries that we got, Murillo, I feel like with them two being absent, he has to work with what's left over, like Savona and Morata. I just remembered I can't swear, so I'm not going to say what I think about Morata.
You know you can swear, bro.
You can swear.
Oh, okay. So I call him Machito. That's his name for me, Machito. I feel like with what he's got, with the cards he's been dealt with, he's doing all right. There's obviously an issue with, as Sean said and the other lads in here, with the consistent injuries, right? But apart from that, I'm supporting Dyche, but it wasn't the turnout I expected yesterday. We actually played so bad. I've never wanted the full-time whistle to go quicker than like ever in my life. So I'm just trying to forget about it. I feel like starting Dan again. No, sorry, started Hutchinson, which is a positive because he's realised that Dan Endoy ain't the man for this job. So that's all I can say, really.
Yeah, do you think it's a blip more than like a pattern? Like,
100%.
he picks up good results, isn't it? But like
100%. Look, he's won. So he's managed us for 9 games. He's won 5, 3 being in the Premier League, 2 being in the Europa League. Look, we beat Liverpool away. We beat Porto, who was currently undefeated at that time when we played them. He's doing good, and I think once he gets, the team to where he wants them at, I think I would like to say it will be a repeated season like the one just went, but I think it could be something close. You know what I mean? So definitely just a blip. I'm fully Dyche in, fully.
fair. Rob, I see you're arguing with Rich. Big up, Rich. Congratulations. Palace are in 4th.
Just remember that rules are rules. Rules are rules. Look, the sad thing about yesterday is that probably is the strongest team that we have available at the moment. It's difficult to see what else we could have picked for that game. The problem for me is that we lost concentration at 2 key moments, which was the beginning and end of the first half. First minute was an absolute shambles. Savona tracking back gets booked unfairly, I thought. But you're picking up a yellow card after 21 seconds. And Endoy loses his man, doesn't track back properly. He tracks back, but then he gets cut back. And then Milenkovic, who otherwise had a decent game, heads an own goal. And it's already down the shitter after 1 minute. And then God knows what happened with the rest of that half, because it just seemed like towards the end of the half, we were starting to apply a bit of pressure. And, I'm watching a replay of Anderson's shot, and it's 47 minutes and 12 seconds. And I'm thinking, right, it's a 48-minute half. And Hutchinson's taken a throw-in on the far side. And then they cut to showing me this replay again. Next thing, the replay stops, and it's 3 against 1. I'm thinking, how the hell has that happened?
Exactly.
We were attacking. They've switched off again. And poor old Milenkovic is following those 3 guys. But isn't it great for Tiano Barry getting his first goal? I was really happy for him. God, those commentators drove me mad with that narrative. It was all just about Everton. Isn't it wonderful for him, for the lad, getting his first goal? But I just thought, what is that crap? And then I got to see it on Match of the Day, and the referees had an assist in that. The balls hit the referee. Now, I'm not making excuses. We lost 3-0. We were inferior.
Wait, talk me through it, Rob, because I saw what you saw. It was just 3-on-1, and I saw a half replay where
so what happened is
Hutchinson had passed it to Morata badly.
Somebody tries to play it through. It takes a ricochet, sort of clips off the keeper's legs, Morata is completely stranded because Morata was heading forward, and then the three counterattacked like us last season. Milenkovic is last man back. So literally for the first 30 seconds of that half and the second 30 seconds of that half, we have switched off, right? And that's not what I expect from Dyche. That is absolutely what I expect from Postecoglou. That's not what I expect from Dyche. From the moment that ball is live, you need to be fighting every second and focusing. We came out flat-footed, just like the bloody Brighton game. We're on the back foot for the first 10, 20 minutes. And the problem is, unfortunately, that is actually the strongest team that we can put out at the moment.
It's not.
I know. Wait on a minute, right? I've waited 15 minutes. So who the fuck is Douglas Luiz? Douglas Luiz is a rumor at this stage. He's like a memory. He's like a myth. You know, it's like the Loch Ness monster, right? Who is he, right? Chris Wood, I feel, and Murillo, I feel like they've now missed more games than they've played this season. So we're just on regular backups now. I would actually like to see whether Morata has played more game time than Murillo this season. And it shouldn't be him. It shouldn't be him. We had enough experience of Morata last season. He fucked up against Leicester. He fucked up in the next game against West Ham. Right? You remember that Jared Bowen volley? That was Morato's mistake as well. Morata is I look at Morata. He is a Brazilian Scott McKenna. He is a Brazilian Joe Worrell.
Why are you firing shots?
He is not Morata is not a higher caliber player than those two who were the likes of championship defenders that we got rid of after a season and a half in the Premier League, right? So we need to move on from him. And I don't know whether it's Abbott or Jair Cunha, but when I've seen Abbott and Jair Cunha play, I've never had a criticism to make of anything that they've done. Right?
So then how can you sit here and say twice in the last 20 minutes that you've been talking that we fielded our best team yesterday?
Well, no, because that's the thing that most people would have picked.
We didn't, did we?
Well, I think we've now seen enough.
Endoy should have started.
Yeah, well, we've now seen enough. Now, the problem with Endoy, he was in because of a couple of things. Firstly, because we thought that he was better at the defensive part of the game. So he's disabused me of that notion after 1 minute of that game. But the second point is Callum Hudson-Odoi is not playing anywhere like his full potential.
I agree with that. He's going off that Liverpool goal.
Callum Hudson-Odoi, in the first season that we had him, was one of our best players, if not the player of the season, right? In his second season, which was last season, I remember him possibly for two moments. Goal against Liverpool, goal against Man City. But honestly, last season, he was eclipsed by Elanga. This season, I can't really remember a lot of what he's done, quite honestly. Now, I
agree, but he's still better than Endoy, isn't he? I mean,
he
Callum
is better than Endoy, but why? Listen, everything that you guys have said, you're overlooking the fact we spent so much in the transfer market in this window, right?
They're all bloody injured. They're all injured.
Okay, so you still got other options. You got McAtee. Why can't you play McAtee on the right and have Hutchinson on the left? Why can't you give them a chance? But you're not giving anyone a chance. You're playing the same players that we know is not working. We know Endoy's not working. He was shocking against Wolves, and he wasn't any better against Everton yesterday. So why are you persisting with him? There's other options available. We know that. And even when we saw Abbott come on, I think it was in the European game, he played as right back, and you pushed Savona up the wing. He would do more of that wing than Endoy does. Endoy's been appalling, and it's probably not good for his confidence, because I guarantee you, of all the players that may probably watch our content or any content, it'll be these foreign English speakers who come over because they don't know this league. They want to know what the fans are thinking, and he's probably listening to us, saying what we're saying about him. But week in, week out, unfortunately, he's underperforming, and for his price tag, which Sebastian's just mentioned in the chat again, upwards of 30 million, you gotta expect better. And
100%.
We said the recruitment was good, but he's not being played into form. He's unfortunately playing.
Why Why
We
can
give
Dyche?
the players a chance. That's my
Why
point.
can't Dyche get something out of Endoy when he plays for the national team? He's one of their best players, but when he plays under Dyche, he can't get anything out of him. Yes, Callum Hudson-Odoi is not firing on all cylinders. That's probably because he's playing with other things instead of concentrating on football. But he's better than Endoy. And don't forget, we've got Bakwa. Bakwa played 61 minutes.
He's injured, man.
Played
He's still
61
injured.
minutes last weekend.
He's not
for the
ready. You're gonna throw
league.
him in, get
How
him
can you
injured.
tell me? You won't see him until probably the Fulham game at the
But if
earliest.
he's
and that'll be
playing
on the bench.
61 minutes, he's fit enough to play 61 minutes. And for me, he's fit enough to at least sit on the bench. He's better than the
What
option.
level he was playing at, Crypto. You can't compare that to a Premier League game. You can't just throw him into a Premier League game because he's playing
It's still
60
61
minutes in
minutes
a youth
running
game.
around. It's
not
only the
the
B
same.
team, isn't it? It's still fitness. It's still time. It's still
Just
Andy
interrupt
Davis
them when you
playing
want,
minutes
man.
in the
Don't
minutes in
be
the
Yeah,
leg.
jump in there whenever you want, mate.
Yeah,
I'd
no,
rather,
that's all
I'd
good, bro.
rather
I'm just
see,
listening.
I'd rather see Domingo there, to be honest.
I agree with majority of it. To be fair, Dan Endoy, terrible. £34 million all around there, and what? 2 goals, 1 assist in 19 appearances.
Mm.
Hutchinson's had 3 starts and he's already got 3 assists. So he's already got 1 more assist
Yeah.
than Dan Endoy. So for me, absolutely terrible. I think when I saw Backward play, I think he was playing against Chelsea under Ange. In my opinion, I think he was playing absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
But I think that's maybe because, it was his first. I think it was his first appearance for Reds, and obviously he's under Ange Ball, which isn't the best. I feel if we give him some minutes, he would definitely also be better than Dan Endoy. But yeah,
He played
Hutchinson.
against Sunderland as well, and I think the problem both times is that the way that Ange got him to play, that Ange wasn't asking him to take people on or take any risks.
Yeah. This is it, and I also feel like when people are being harsh on Sean as well, you got to remember Ange lost like how many games? Was it like 5 or something?
All
Maybe
of them.
more. So
No winning
exactly.
8. Yeah.
So I feel like if Sean was the start of, after Nuno being sacked, things would be so much different by now. I think Dan Endoy could potentially be playing better as well. But yeah, that's it for me. And I think I'd like to pick up on Savona as well. How do you guys feel about Savona? I don't think he's been the best.
How do you feel about him?
How I feel about Savona? Okay, he's got 2 goals for us, which is brilliant. Obviously, he got us the penalty against Porto and he scored 2. But aside from that, he's cost us goals. I can't remember which match it was. He cost us.
Arsenal.
Yeah,
Arsenal.
he cost us a couple goals. He's a bit slow on the like when the ball's free. He's a bit slow on the clearances. I think he's got a 49% successful tackle rate. For me, that's it could at least be halfway or like 55% or something. So I'm not too sure on Savona.
I don't know. Like he's been getting a lot of praise. I think he's done better going forward than defensively. I kind of like
he's
his
better forward
overlap.
than Dan Endoy.
Well, yeah,
I
think Ben would be better going forward than doing that. But like, I just think defensively, he has moments. You could argue the first goal, even though technically it was Dan Endoy's fault, he gave up the free kicks that early that they were able to press when he fouled Grealish. I don't think he's the biggest issue, if I'm being honest with you. I think he's done overall quite well. I just think I don't know what the issue is. Well, I think I know what it is. It's the fucking long
I'll tell you
ball.
what it is. It's a complete lack of goal threat. Only
Yes,
Wolves
100%.
have scored fewer goals than us. Only
Well,
Wolves.
do you know why the goal threat is this bad, Rob? Let me show you guys. I don't know if anyone's seen this in the chat, but just have a look at this. This is Forest passing a map yesterday in the second half. Bear in mind we were 2-0 down. That's our passing map.
Oh my God.
Look at those arrows, man.
Yep.
No.
Like, look how much is sideways.
Hang on then. How did we end up with Dominguez having a shot cleared off the line by Tarkovsky? Because it must have gone in the box.
These are passes, not crosses. These are passes.
He should have finished that, in my opinion, as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. Well, actually, I'll tell you what. I sympathise with what you've just said because, like, Dominguez had that shot blocked, and I thought, well, it was tricky. There was a lot of legs in the way. But my God, when that Dewsbury Hall shot, he shot through literally a forest of players And how's it gone back through about 10
man.
guys and just found that bottom corner?
Yeah,
I think,
well, how
why
about they
does
close
it
them down,
do that
though?
when we shoot through a crowded penalty area? It always got about 4 people to hit on the way. How has he done that? And nobody's stuck out a leg. He's not even hit an Everton player. The lucky bastard was what I thought. That sort of thing is happening against us, and it's not going for us at the moment.
He's definitely a player that me and Wolfie mentioned in the summer. I definitely would have gone for him. I like him. And
he was just rejected from Chelsea, weren't he? It was just chucked away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but him yesterday, Garner playing for them yesterday, random midfield.
Why did we never sign him? Why did we never sign him? He was one of the key players in that promotion.
James Garner,
I'll tell you why. Do you want the answer? Because when we came up, it was the year that Ten Hag took over from Man U.
Oh, yeah,
and he wanted to assess the squad after they came back from their USA tour, whatever the hell.
On loan to Everton, and he's been there ever since.
No. But when he ditched him, we had already then signed Freuler and what was the other shit we signed? You know what I'm saying? There was
also, remember they stitched us on the price. So originally it was going to be a 5-7 million. They wanted 15 million at that stage. Remember, they bumped.
He's worth 15 million.
That's the thing that annoyed me, right?
He was worth it, but
there were players.
Then we ended up buying other players around him.
There were players in that promotion side that we knew worked really well. Him and Spence and maybe one or two of the others. Why we never just signed them and tried to keep the nucleus of that side, I will never understand. Instead we just went for random people.
There was all the PSR troubles as well, wasn't there?
Yeah.
And don't forget Garner. I think Garner's a great player, but we had an even better player in Mangala, so we shouldn't have sold him.
Garner was a threat from free kicks as well. Does anyone remember that free kick he scored at Reading? Yeah, he's got some amazing free kicks. I wish
he can take corners, man. He can take corners. Yeah.
I tell you what, I will flip flop a little. I would rather have Danilo back in the 10 now than Morgan Gibbs White.
We have a flip flop. Everyone changes their mind, like they didn't say that last time. We have a flip flop, trying to erase the past. Well, buddy, you're having a laugh.
It's 2 flip-flops in one show. You're on the roll.
Yeah, the tumbleweed ready as well.
Big up to everyone in here. We're about 450 in here. Shout out to you guys. Please make sure please make sure you subscribe. Please make sure, can we get Zed to 10k on TikTok? It needs, let me have a quick look.
Yeah,
I need 7 of you have gone and followed
the platform as well. Thank you.
Huh?
I didn't even get to say because we got straight into the football talk, but I was meant to say thank you as well for having me on the platform as well.
Stop ass kissing, bro. Stop ass kissing.
No, I just gotta be kind, innit? I'll take that back.
You're welcome on here, but I don't want my chat to embarrass us live on there, right? So can we do? I know it's a big ask, but if you're on TikTok, just click on the link that's pinned in the chat and give Zed a quick follow, because once you're at 10k on TikTok, you can really start to motor forward. So it could be down to you guys.
And I'll be giving a shirt away at 10k.
It's in a shirt giveaway. There you go. It'll be an Endoy shirt. With Ange on the back of it.
No, Ange on the back,
Signed by Ange.
To kind of follow on Sean's point, Red Army's point, Morgan played awful last night.
Let me just hold you there for 1 sec, bro. You can talk about Morgan. I just got to catch up with the super chats. And then I'll come straight back to you with Morgan stuff. Big up to Dylan with the 35 months. He goes, it's not a blip, not twice got lucky with Wolves. You're worrying me, Dylan, but I kind of think I might agree with you. Shout out to Matt from Forest all over. Look at all the Forest content creators out and about. Shout out to, I still want to know, is that headphones or is it double glasses or is he on a helicopter? But big up to you, Matt.
Train by the looks of it.
And by the way, Chris is being such a prick on messages after that game. Doing my head. Love you, Chris. Big up to the S-Man Brown 4561. He goes, brap in it. Shout out to you with the 199. And he comes in again with a 4.99. He goes, Rob has a great way of making me drop off to sleep.
Wake up.
I kind of agree. Now, to tie it in, Brucey has put a question. He goes, is it our midfield, Gibbs White in particular, being shy, or Dyche's tactics of kicking everything long that takes them out of games? That's going to tie in. It's like we planned this. We'd never plan anything. But go on, Zed, what were you about to say with Gibbs White?
Yeah, all this tippy-tappy shit that he's doing, it just needs to stop, man. He's doing a few twirls, giving balls away. He's not really showing up in the last few games. I feel like, like the first handful of the season, I think he was doing all right. Everyone was giving him a very hard time. I think he was doing all right. Obviously not as good as his previous season, but now I don't know what's happened with him. He didn't show up at times. I forgot that he was even on the pitch. I feel like one person who hasn't let the midfield down at all is Anderson. So yeah, that's all I really had to say about Morgan. He could have done much better.
Do you think he can bring his form back? And like, I don't know, maybe some would argue what is his form, but I think he's still a quality player. I just think he does too much.
I 100% agree that he's a quality player. I still love Morgan, but I feel like he's kind of going through something like Cho is. This is just what I think. I feel like Cho, something's going on behind the closed doors because he's playing awful recently. He looks happy, he looks slow. Maybe it's the same with Morgan with all that Tottenham malarkey that was going on. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't want to be here, but I still feel like he's got the player within. He just needs to find it again. But I don't know if it's just a case of they're unhappy. I don't know, man.
For me, regarding Morgan Gibbs White, usually the Wolves game is a real marker for him.
Yes,
he was absent without leave in that game as well. So he's carried on that form into yesterday. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and to be fair, that shouldn't excuse their performances on the pitch at the end of the day. Your 100%. Job is your job. Your personal life is your personal life. Deal with it and then get to work. And these players are in a luxury position that any one of us would wish for. So I'm not buying that because there's similar excuses I feel being made at Liverpool as well. But it's around what happened in the summer with Jota. I'm sorry, get on with it. Life affects everybody.
I agree.
And you guys are in a privileged position to be able to deal with things better than most of us. And if you are having issues, and this is another point I'll make, football usually is about, it should be a mood stabilizer, mood enhancer, or if anything. At the moment, it's really depressing most of us. And I would say this time of year, this is probably a bit of a side point, but not everybody looks forward to Christmas. It's not a great time of year for everybody. So especially from the blokes out there, just make sure that you don't let this affect you too much, because at the end of the day, the football is something that we go for relief sometimes. And at the moment, the way the football is affecting us has been negative on the whole. I just hope we can see past it and kind of get together as a fan base in general. But it's hard because I'm looking at this Christmas fixture coming up, and we never do well in December. And looking at the fixture, I'm kind of like, this is going to sound pathetic.
I don't know. That's when we got started last year.
Well, 5 win streak.
The exception, Rob. Last year was the exception. If you look at previous Christmas periods, we are absolutely.
Well, we sacked Cooper at Christmas, didn't we?
That was the best bit about it. But let's just say, in a way, I'm saying, look, I kind of like want to just fall asleep, wake up on when it's FA Cup third round day, and hope that we've got through the worst of it. But I don't think it's going to be a good Christmas period for us in terms of fixtures. So looking at where we are at the table, maybe we are in a relegation battle, mate. Maybe we need to come to.
Can I defend Gibbs White, which I don't normally do? I'll give him credit for a couple of things. Firstly, he is our top scorer, but secondly, apart from
3,
yeah, all right, but he's our top scorer.
3, bro.
And apart from one Europa League game, he's been an ever-present, right? So he's stayed fit. And he's played himself from utter garbage into some kind of form, okay? And I think there's a lot of people we should be criticising before him. Like I say, where is Douglas Luiz? Where is Chris Wood? Where is Oh, they're
How
injured.
many
I hold them
players
party.
you aren't there,
Listen,
Rob?
every player is responsible for their own fitness, and Chris Wood made a conscious decision
Oh
to
my
fuck up
God.
to
Oh,
Norway
fuck.
to play
Don't
for
start that, man.
He's now
Don't start that,
mid-century. So don't criticize Morgan Gibbs-White. He's stayed fit and he's our top scorer. And there are plenty of people more in my crosshairs than him right now.
Wait, so
And
are you pissed at Yates?
we are, by the way, the rest of this season is going to be like the first two seasons that we had. We're going to be bobbing around 16th to 17th, clinging on for dear life, looking over our shoulders at bloody Leeds and West Ham. In fact, we're now looking up at Leeds on goal difference, and it's going to be like that. I don't entirely blame Sean Dyche for that. As far as I'm concerned, Sean Dyche is the one that's going to keep us up. We lost far too much ground under Postecoglou. What was it? 1 point from 6 games? And that's really, really set us back. So I think we all thought that we were going to take off after that Liverpool game and we would be mid-table. It's the Brighton game and the Everton game, very disappointing. But, you know, over the three games of the Wolves game, we've got a point a game. This is what we need to keep doing, getting a point a game. And we're going to have to wait till players come back from injury. And as you've been saying all season, let's win the Europa League and come 17th. And that's all that we can hope for. But I'm afraid it's going to be another season like the first two, where we will not be able to relax at any point. We'll be constantly worried, is Nuno going to relegate us by West Ham beating us and going ahead of us?
We got West Ham in a couple of weeks.
I know. It's disgusting, isn't it? It's horrific.
You can't blame players for getting injured. I mean, I've never heard so much nonsense in my
Chris
life.
Wood made the choice to get injured.
You're worse than Lemmy, man. Get Lemmy back on.
Okay.
You're in a minority.
All right, let's play the
of one on
blame
this.
game then.
You're in a minority of one on this. You New Zealand sycophant.
All right, we're not doing the whole Chris Wood New Zealand thing again. All right, because Rob is actually right on it. Okay, but Ben, I will come to you. Let's play the blame game. You know, Forest all over style. Whose fault was yesterday? Is it the players? Is it Dyche? Or is it your biasy will lead you towards, you know, blaming the person you want it to be the fault of? So, like, for me, I didn't really want Dyche. I'm probably biasly blaming him more than the players. But then when I look at it objectively, fuck me, those players are playing shit, man. Yeah, Everton, I've said it yesterday, Everton are not PSG. Do you know what I'm saying? They're a good team. They're well organized.
They've got a £100 million player on the wing. They've got a £100 million player on the wing. Why couldn't we get Grealish on loan, by the way?
We were linked. We were linked. But you know what? We were linked to a lot of their players. A lot of their players.
I'd say in my opinion, mostly it was the players. I don't think the managers are always to blame in every game. I'd say yesterday, unfortunately, was mainly the players. Oh gosh, I was going to say something else. I forgot. Damn it.
There was no fight yesterday.
I had a really good point, you know. Oh yeah, and I was going to say also that the Everton team that we faced last night, arguably, is probably one of the best versions of Everton we've seen over the last few seasons. So we did play a very good Everton side as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I keep hearing every time we play a team, they're the best version of themselves. Like Brighton were in their hottest form.
We made Brighton look good. I watched Brighton today. They were crap. They had one shot on goal in the 92nd minute. They're awful.
So true.
I think it's a mix. I think it's a mixture of tactics and players, because I don't think our players, the way he lines them up, fit our tactics. Because Hutchinson wants to go down the wing, take people on and cross the ball in. But then you've got either Endoy or Cho on the left who want to go down the wing and then either lose the ball or cut inside and lose it. And you need consistency. The way it worked under Nuno is that Callum Hudson-Odoi, he would take on players more and he would cross the ball in. Yes, he would have some shots where he cut inside, but the majority of the time he'd cross the ball in. On the other side, Elanga would cross the ball in. That was effective counter-attacking football. What we're doing is we're trying to play wing play, but only one winger is getting the ball in. So Jesus is only being fed from one side of the pitch. As soon as that's worked out, it gets stopped. And then the ball starts to go to the other side of the pitch where Endoy and Callum Hudson-Odoi are basically ineffective at the moment. that's why, unless you're going to play wingers like when he's back from injury, wingers like Backwater and Hutchinson, who will both try and cross the ball in. That's why I say every stream I'd rather play 4-3-3 and try and go through the middle, because Morgan Gibbs-White should be good enough to be able to feed that ball through to Jesus through the middle of the pitch, because the left wing at the moment is basically ineffective.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you boys this. I don't know who wants to take this question. Because I was chatting with Pete the other day about Elanga. Are we missing Elanga?
Yeah.
Because he's been rubbish for Newcastle. He is starting to come into a little bit of form now. But do you think if we had Elanga in this team, it would have made a huge difference?
If we'd had him and Wood, yeah. Because I look at
Wood
game
for
after
now.
game.
We're doing good. I'm saying Elanga.
Yeah, I'm looking at game after game. How did we beat Everton away last season? Elanga and Wood. How did we beat Brighton at home last season? Elanga and Wood. So many people that we beat that we're now losing to last season, Elanga and Wood. Okay, and it's unfortunate. It's very painful to admit it, and it's a two-part problem. One of them we've sold. The other one we're paying 150 grand a week to sit around watching New Zealand on VHS. So it's self-inflicted. But yes, we're missing them. And hopefully Hutchinson and Wood can be the solution when he decides to make himself available again.
Rob, I bought you a one-way flight ticket to New Zealand for Christmas, by the way. So
I'll just tell him I've got COVID and they won't let me in.
Getting rid of Elanga was probably worst thing that we did in a long time, man. He was that voice break was crazy. But anyway, Elanga was like the key player for us on the counter attack. You know what I mean? Arguably at that time he was one of the fastest in the Premier League, if not the fastest. Getting rid of him just broke all pattern. Like it just broke everything. And so we're definitely, you can see that it's affected us big time. If he was still playing for us, things would have been different, 100%.
Okay, let's say
bagging like 15 goals or something, same amount of assists.
Okay, Zed, let's say we've got him under Dyche. You think Dyche is going to play that same style of football, that counter-attacking football that we did under Nuno, to get the best out of him? Because that's what gets the best out of him.
I'm not going to say exactly the same as Nuno, definitely not. But I think even, let's say if he doesn't do the exact counter-attack style like Nuno, I still feel like with his ability and attributes, he will be utilized way more. You know what I mean? And he still would be getting results for us. Maybe less, but either way, he'd still be getting more goals than Endoy can. Even you know what I mean? So
do you think Jesus would have more goals? Do you think Jesus would have more goals if Elanga was in the team?
100%.
Yeah, definitely.
Jesus is a beast. He's an absolute beast. He's got so much more to come. And like the other guys here was saying, he's only working with one winger, which is Hutchinson, really, who's only just started to start on the games. You know what I'm saying? So if Elanga was on, maybe Hutchinson could have been on the other side. Elanga could be on the right, who knows? And he would have a lot more to work with.
I mean, we lost it in a couple of areas yesterday. The first one was in the fight. We didn't match Everton yesterday for fight. Not at all. You know, we should have at least done that. That's a minimum you got to do when you step out on that pitch. But the other thing was the tactics. How the hell are you playing Jesus up against two massive centre backs plus a right back who's huge as well, and the left back isn't tiny either, and you're trying to cross the ball into him? Kind of agree with what Ben was saying in terms of how you should be setting up. You should be trying to play through those teams, not crosses. You're not going to win crosses. The one cross that he did win was actually a cracking effort that went into the side netting because he leapt really well, and he has got a great leap on him. But 9 out of 10 crosses, he's not going to win. So that should never have been the tactic yesterday. So I'm going to blame Dyche for the tactics, 100%. So
true.
But the players on the pitch, they really need to kind of look at themselves. And I think this conversation started off talking about MG Dub, but again, he goes missing in games. And when he goes missing, it does affect everybody else, and especially the attacking third. Hutchinson yesterday was as ineffective as I've seen him, but he was trying. And in games like that, you just sort of keep feeding him the ball. If he's your main outlet, yes, you got to give him that. It'll build his confidence, but he needs to start taking players on, because when he does really well, when he won that penalty a couple of weeks ago, he took the player on, ran into the box. You know, I don't see him doing that enough. he can do that from both sides, left or right. So I need him to do that more, because crossing in, like I said, in a game like yesterday, you're just wasting that possession. Get it to the byline, take on a few players, get into the box, and try and draw a foul. But you know, end of the day, the tactics for me were wrong, and the players need to have a serious look at themselves as well right now.
So what you just said there is, sorry to interrupt, Ben, but I just want to add to it. Not only were the crosses like constant and aimless and at one person against Giants, I also felt we bypassed the midfield from the back by launching the ball forward so many times. It's like our best player is Anderson. I'd say between him and Nico Williams. If you bypass, if you're just sending long balls over the top, you're taking Anderson out of the game. That's my big frustration.
He wasn't.
The thing is as well is that Nico Williams gets forward, but look, when we were under Nuno, right, you'd have Nico Williams going to Callum Hudson-Odoi, and you'd have Aina going to Elanga, and they pushed the whole team up the pitch, and it was fantastic. You've got Nico Williams, who's brilliant, by the way, going to Endoy. Endoy's shit. Endoy's done. So Nico Williams has basically got no outlet to go forward to. And then we've got Savona, who I think is pretty good going forward, but he's not the type of player that Aina is. Aina gets forward, he gets past his man, and then he makes a pass up the pitch to the winger. I think we're really starting to miss that. And I said I'm gonna get a flip-flop emoji again, because I said a few streams ago I thought Savona was the number one star on
It's coming.
But I think we're missing Aina.
We have a flip-flop. Everyone changes their mind.
I'm not doing the whole thing.
The whole team needs to push further up the pitch, because, like you say, we've got, and then the midfield comes into it as well, because the midfield is more up the pitch. They're not having to be so defensive. They can start to play the ball, make forward passes, etc. Obviously, when you bring Yates on, that doesn't happen, because Yates passes 110% of his balls back to the keeper. But look, we are missing key players here, and they make 100%. A huge difference. And the one player we haven't really said who clearly makes the biggest difference is Murillo, because without Murillo, we're done. We're cooked.
Oh, well, Ed's told us he was going to be fit 3 games ago.
He was that game. He said he was fit.
Inside info, I was getting off Wolfie, to be fair. I didn't make
we got off me. I was going off Dyche.
Good deflection. Redirect.
I don't know.
What's wrong with him? I mean, hamstring is just open-ended, isn't it? Right? Same as Douglas Luiz. Will we ever see him again?
He's
this is. I feel like
Douglas Luiz has a reoccurring injury, doesn't he? He's got. I can't remember what it's called.
But Murillo does now, because Murillo felt his hamstring.
But Douglas Luiz has an actual, like, medically diagnosed, something to do with the inside of his muscle. I don't know what it's called.
Didn't Murillo come off in, was it the Arsenal game, because he felt his hamstring? It's the same thing, right? It seems to me he's got a background injury this season.
I think they're being overworked. I think they're being.
Is that because he went to Brazil?
I just feel like because
it's because he went to holiday on Dubai.
He's playing full 90 minutes like every single game.
I wish he was. I wish he was there.
Prior to the injuries. I think that's why they came about, because he's just there every single game, full 90 minutes, and I think it's just caught up on him. That's all. That's what I think anyway.
But he's 10 years younger than Chris Wood, though. He should be able to deal with the demands of it.
I think it's the rest. I think it's the rest in between. If he's genuinely making them go and do a training session the day after a match, of course they're going to get injured. I never buy this 90 minutes thing. Like when I was younger, not now. I can barely run for the bus now, but when I was their age, like I used to play 5-a-side football twice a week on a Wednesday and a Friday for 2 hours every week for about 3 years. And people never got injured. They're professional footballers. They should be able to run around for 90 minutes.
You ever get injured?
If you want to end up looking like Crypto, just play 5-a-side football twice a week. Yeah,
that was a long time ago. Now the dairy milk mini rolls have come into the equation. It's not quite the same.
Look, do you want my conspiracy theory on Murillo? I'll give this to you. He is that important to the team. That I think they rush him back into quickly. Probably doesn't help, like Savasa sitting here saying, we're getting back in. I just think sometimes they rush him when he's 90% instead of 100%, and that causes a trigger. again on it.
That's the
That's
problem.
the thing. Yeah, no,
agree.
this bleep test bollocks. I hear it, and he has said he's done it. Like, and he keeps talking about this fitness thing, man. These aren't freaking us lot just turning up.
No, I
on a
know. You know
Saturday
what?
street.
No excuse for him, but there is a point in what the guys have been saying about the players being tired. Because bear in mind, since we've been promoted in the Championship, obviously 2 games a week is standard, you know, throughout the season. But in the Premier League, we've been used to 1 game a week because we've been out. Apart from that season where we got to the semi-final of League Cup, we have not been doing that well in the cup
You
games.
say that last season, sorry to interrupt, we got to semis of the FA Cup.
Last season, but we had a good season generally, up until probably that period, because I think that didn't help us. That the FA Cup run didn't help us with our league form at all. But generally, we've been playing, you know, Saturday, Sunday. You know, we haven't been playing midweek games. This season, obviously, kicked in pretty much early on with the European games. Maybe that is affecting the players' recovery. But if that is the case, then you do have to manage their rest times and recovery times. Working out isn't just about working out all the time. You have to rest.
You have to rest. Yeah,
So true.
It's simple.
you can't run around.
Overlook that.
You can't play a full match like that and then expect them to go and do a training session the next day. I mean, obviously they're going to get
The bleep
injured.
test.
Well,
I
if
agree.
Ant was on tonight, and I don't know if the Golden Oldies would agree with it. I'm probably going to get it wrong. He's always told me about, well, back in their day, back in the Golden
but they
days,
didn't
back in
train.
But the squad was 14 big, 14, 15 big.
But they didn't train.
And you had one sub.
These days.
The older generation chat, was it one sub back then? Like you could bring one sub on, I think, at some points in there. I don't know. I'm gonna trust Pat will usually know this stuff if Pat's in there. But like, how could they do it back then? I think it's getting over dramatized in this day and age. Oh, he's played 60 minutes. Oh, they've all got their sports bar on. Let's take the data from there. Oh no, the sports science says this, that, and the other. Just play football, man. It was one.
I agree. Maybe he just needs to get the rest time and recovery times correct to prevent injuries. Because, like you guys said, doing the 90 minutes shouldn't really be a problem. It might be because he's just too busy flipping getting him doing bleep tests the next day and every so often. You know what I mean? I also feel like, kind of off topic what we're on about, but I feel like Kali Mwendo needs more of a chance as well. I feel like I feel like he's very clinical when he wants to be. Maybe, you know, if he's given more minutes, he could add on to what Jesus is doing, which is getting them goals.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I know, but we're not creating chances. So we're not creating chances for Jesus. How are we creating chances?
I put Jesus in the 10 and Kali Mwendo up front.
I feel like across all competitions, I can't remember how many Jesus has scored, but he's showing signs of what he can do.
5, isn't it?
Yeah. So he's showing signs of what he can do. Do you know what I mean? And he's just bagged his first one in the Prem.
He scored 5 across all competitions.
Yeah, and he got his first one
against Swansea.
Oh, sorry, League Cup as well. Yeah,
and he's got his first one in the Premier League against Wolves. So, you know, we can get a lot out of him. I feel like he's very strong, and I feel if we do the same with Kali Mwendo, who knows?
Okay, so like I feel like we've skirted around everything, but let me kind of put you guys to the sword a little bit. What's the fundamental issue right now?
Injuries.
You think it's injuries? So you think if we had a fully fit squad, we would have been fine?
Okay, so the problem is we got.
Do you want me to read you out the injuries just so you like?
Well, I think we know what they are. The worst possible
there's
start.
9. There's 9.
2 managerial changes, and the worst manager I've seen at Forest since Gary Megson, right? And then we've had to recover from that with a half-injured squad, with absolute key people out. And this is why, like Zed, I'm not holding this against Dyche, because we've got to remember that Forest have gone from being an absolute disaster show to being inconsistent. We are inconsistent. Look at our last 4 games. 2 away wins, including the champions, and then an utter crap home defeat to Brighton, and effectively a no-show against Everton. So we're inconsistent. Now, it's quite feasible that we will beat Tottenham at home next weekend. It's quite feasible. Okay, so I'll take inconsistency over being the utter rubbish that we were under Postecoglou. But we've got off to the worst possible start, and we're trying to recover with a half-injured squad, and key people are out. You know, if you're starting games without Murillo and without Wood, I think that I'm yet to see Hutchinson on the right crossing to Wood with Sean Dyche as manager. That ought to be 10, 15 goals between now and the end of the season. When's it going to happen?
He's injured for the whole season, so it won't happen.
We talk about utter rubbish under Postecoglou. That was utter rubbish yesterday, mate. There's no excuse for that. And,
yeah, but we're inconsistent. This is what I'm saying.
But you kind of not giving the manager any blame for it. That's all I'm saying. You can cuss Ange as much as you want, but you got to cuss Dyche as well when it's time to be.
Everton put out a stronger team than us.
Blame him at all for yesterday. His decisions were awful.
Everton had a stronger team than us yesterday.
Wait, did Chelsea put out a stronger team than us?
He should know that going. He should know better than anybody else.
Because he didn't start the right team. Why is he starting Endoy? We don't need to say it again. Why did he start Endoy?
What do you want? Dominguez on the wing? What's your solution?
I'd rather have Dominguez on the wing. I'd rather have Callum Hudson-Odoi on the wing. I'd rather have Cali Muendo on the wing. I'd rather have McAtee on the wing. There's 4 examples.
You had Hudson-Odoi for the second half, and he was garbage.
Listen, Dyche even admitted he got it wrong yesterday, but you can't admit when he gets it wrong, yeah? He even admitted it wrong yesterday. He had to switch 3 plays out half time.
I'm not saying that no mistakes were made by the manager, but the point is we've picked pretty much the strongest team that we had.
Why did he make 3 subs at half time if he felt he had the strongest team out there yesterday?
What would you have picked different? I think what would you guys have actually picked differently? That first 11 kind of
in hindsight, mate. I'm not allowed to.
I know, but we did say if you're going to use Endoy, play him on the left because that's his stronger side.
If you're going to use him, that's the key word, though, Rob.
We all would have started with Igor Jesus up front. We all would have started with Hutchinson on the right. We probably all would have picked Gibbs, apart from Crypto, who probably would have put, I don't know,
that's not true. You're going through the players which we're not talking about. Morato, Jer Cunha is better than Morato. Abbott is better than Morato. Callum Hudson-Odoi, Dominguez, McAtee are better than Endoy. Those 2 positions are the ones I would have changed.
Look,
that's a very fair point.
Yeah, but what does the second half performance, which I thought was worse than the first half performance, does that persuade you that we've got?
No, but when you're chasing the game, it's different, isn't it? It's not the same when you're chasing the game. If you go out there and get a goal scored against you in the first few minutes, your heads go down. Everything is just crap. Yeah, if you go out there and play with the proper start with the proper squad, send Endoy back to Switzerland, deport Morato to Brazil, you will have a better game next game.
I'd love to sell them in the January transfer window.
100%.
Dan Endoy needs to go. Terrible. But we need Murillo and Aino back. Them 2 players make the world of a difference for us. We really need them back.
So look, this is my point, Rob, on what you just said. I don't look, there's better times. Every Forest sheet we've ever looked through, or anyone's ever looked through, you've always gone, oh, I wouldn't have played him, or I wouldn't have played him. Yeah. So you're always gonna have that thing. My point about Endoy is this: in the last 3 games, he's been hooked at halftime 2 of those 3 games. Yet Dyche has still gone back to put him in. Like, so Dyche has said, oh, okay, I got it wrong at halftime. I better get him off, right? He's gone and taken him off. So why is he then putting him back in? It almost feels to me like he's saying, you know what, let's try and play through his form and just see if we can.
It's not Australian. It's not Australian.
Whatever, man. I've got a sore throat anyway. But did you get my point?
That was.
Yeah, well, I'm still. Well, that's the type of football we're seeing right now is Dyche handball. But the point here is, if you've hooked him at halftime twice in the last 3 games, why are you still playing him? Because you've acknowledged, and then you acknowledge afterwards that you made the mistake. Yeah, that's the bit I don't get. If he'd continued to play Endoy, you could say, okay, maybe he's seen something we haven't seen.
Okay, but Hudson-Odoi is allegedly being eased back into fitness, isn't he?
That's utter crap. Should I tell you why?
Well, okay, go on.
Should I tell you why? Why, if that is the case, when we played Malmo the other week, why was Hudson-Odoi left for the full 90?
Mhm.
Because that was his return game.
Mhm.
If he's being
I was
eased
disappointed
in,
with him in that game, by the way.
I've been disappointed with him for about 6 months.
I said to Seb at that game, who was standing next to me, I said, this is the game where we need to see Hudson-Odoi really destroy a low-quality opponent. And I didn't see much from him in that game. And this is what I'm saying. I think he's gone off. He's gone off the boil.
I think that's psychological. I think he's got minds on other things.
Yeah,
I think he got short memories, man. He had a decent game. He set up the first chance for Endo. He hit the crossbar with a shot. I think he played decent in that game. Yes, he should have absolutely taken him to the corners.
Yeah, he's got a goal and 2 assists in that game. So
but for his first game back, or his first 90 minutes of a season, wasn't it? I felt he did all right. To say he was that bad, I don't agree with you on that one. But since then, he has been inconsistent. Even yesterday, when he first came on, he was playing him almost as an inside left. He wasn't playing him out on the wing. He wanted it. And you know what? I don't mind seeing it. I would rather see a Callum Hudson-Odoi who can shoot, playing in a central position than a MG Dub who can't shoot. I'd rather ship him out on the wing.
I said that yesterday on the stream, and all the chat was saying no.
Would
you play him in the 10?
Here's a question then, because we all know what Hudson-Odoi is capable of. He can be an absolute match winner. We've all seen what he can do. He's got some credit in the bank. Is it the case that rather like with Elanga last season, just remember how crap Elanga was for the first 3 or 4 months of last season, and Nuno just kept picking him, just kept relentlessly picking him until finally around this sort of end of the year, Christmas time, he came into some form and he was probably our best player for the second half of the season. So do we need to just look at the left wing and say, if Hudson-Odoi is fit, we're just going to play him every game, even if he's crap, because we need to give him the chance to play himself back into some form. Because
that's a very fair
we're
point.
sure
You can't do that with him. His fitness isn't strong enough. I don't think even if he was on form, you could play him every game.
My only worry is that.
Sorry,
go on.
No, go.
Yeah, I was just saying. My only worry is that I feel like because of the manager issues that we've had, we're far too behind to hang on to see if Cho can come out to be a better player like Elanga did. I don't know.
But I also think that we look at Elanga and forget how crap, because you said that he was crap at the start of the season, which is true, Rob. Then he had this disgustingly good purple patch. But then at the end of the season, he was crap as well. Elanga.
I don't know. Elanga was probably our best player in the second half.
I mean, he's got 17 GA, so you can't really argue.
Yeah, to be fair, but you know, that if you remember back, that the game that kind of sparked it, and it also sparked our winning run, was at Aston Villa at home, wasn't it? That game back. Yeah. And he came on as a sub in that game. So Nuno was managing his minutes because he wasn't great. He was out of form, and he was taking a lot of criticism from us, especially at the time, I remember. So Nuno was dropping him at times, and maybe that works for him. But what you said about Cho, you can't play him week in, week out. He just hasn't got... He hasn't got that fitness. He hasn't had that fitness for a few seasons. So I don't know. He's not that kind of player. He is a bit part player. He will be a moments player. But at the moment, the other players aren't backing him up. So if you rely on, if the difference is between, like you're saying, give him a run of games, or play Hudson, or play Dan Endoy, then yeah, play Hudson-Odoi in a run of games. But you've also got McAtee, and you've got to give him minutes. You've got to give him minutes. Otherwise, how's he going to break into the team?
Well, 84% of you are actually saying we're missing Elanga. I'm not quite ready to agree. I'm not sure. Big up to the S-Man Brown becoming a YouTube member. Shout out to you. Ant's getting worried about his positions there. He said,
"Thank you,
far too good looking."
It's got better hat,
mate.
It's got better hat than Ant.
So yeah, if you want us to get rid of Ant and put Z permanently here, let us know. Please do hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're joining late, make sure you go and follow Z over on TikTok. The link's pinned for you in the chat. I gotta say, you guys have embarrassed us. 13 of you have followed him. Like, if you're on TikTok, or one of you following us on TikTok, make sure you are. And make sure you're following Zed as well. We want to get him to 10K. He's so close. So it's all Forest content on there. Outside the club interviews, quizzes. I love the ones he does where he gets the young Forest fans on and asks them the question and proper bigs them up when they're getting the answers right and everything, giving them away scarves and things like that. And if you go into the games, you're always just outside the Trenton side, aren't you, Zed? Like, yeah, before the match. So make sure you get on and you can get yourself famous on TikTok.
Are they better than Ezra's quiz?
Oh man,
you still remember my quiz? That's how legendary it is.
Don't
Infamous,
bring that back.
Next one's come back. It's nearly Christmas. I might do one for Christmas. Remember?
Oh, no, please.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
So there's loads of Forest content there. If you've never seen Zed before, one, why haven't you? And secondly, go support him and binge watch his interviews. Sorry?
I was just saying there's literally hundreds and hundreds of interviews there. So yeah.
Exactly. And for the real ones of you out there, go through his content and find me some bad takes that he may have said like 8 or 9 months ago, and then DM them to me so I can call them out.
You just
on
want to have a bank for everybody, don't you? Just so you can.
I like to have a little, blackmail money in the back pocket. Cool. Okay. Big up to TC. 30 months TC membership. That's crazy. Big up to you, bro. Please hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. Right. Let us ask this question to follow with. Look at Ant. He's like, oh no, he's taking over.
I know.
Appreciate you, Ant.
Ant, he's taking your place, mate. Be a little bit more hostile.
All right, we've got the game on Thursday against Utrecht or Utrecht. I don't know. Is there any Netherlands in there? Like, which way is the correct pronunciation?
Utrecht.
That was a good try, Bob. That was a good try.
Utrecht.
Is it?
It's Utrecht.
But no, to be fair, it looks like
it's Utrecht. My best mate lives there. Utrecht.
You have a best mate.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So we're playing them on Thursday. I was confident about this game, but now I'm worried we can't break them down because they're crap. What's your boys' take on it? Who wants to kick us off?
I think Sean Dyche is going to do a great job this time round.
So, you forgot the voice as well, bro.
I do. I feel like I'm going to take on board Dan Endoy is shit, so we're going to put on instead Savona. Fuck him. Morata. We're going to get a better player. Jai Cunha. That's it. I'll drink my bag of nails before the match and see what happens. But I think we'll take them.
Wait, we've got to have a dice off. We've got to have a dice off, right?
Yeah, I'm done. I think.
So there we go. Zed just did his. Rob?
Well, actually, I thought that was better than my impression, and you are now the official Dyche voiceover.
That is hilarious. I need to hear your lots, though. I need to hear your lots.
They haven't got one. They're too scared to do it.
Come on, Ben. Come on, Ben. Let me hear you. And Ez.
No, cut me out, bro.
But I've got like, you know, when you get stage fright. Just put a Z if you think Zed's is better, or an R if you think Rob's is better in the chat, right?
You know, I think we'll take him on the Thursday. I think we'll take him. Yeah, we just need to get things right. Like I said, get Marilla and Aino back as soon as possible. But I think we'll take him. I like Sean, man. He loves Forest. Well, that's how it appears. And obviously his staff, former Reds. I just feel like they're the right people for this because they genuinely care and love the club. So
are you sold by that, Zed? You sound like you are. You're sold by your nostalgia with the ex-players and him being part
I am to an extent, but I don't know. Like, I just feel like
you're too young to remember, bro. How can you be sold by it?
No. I'm saying, yeah, I might be too young to remember, etc. But going there myself, watching the games live, right? There's just a complete different atmosphere when they are on that touchline. Do you know what I mean? It genuinely feels like a club again since Ange was there. You know, it feels like a better atmosphere, and I have faith in them. I think they can do it.
Does it feel more Cooper-like in terms of the connection?
100%. 100%. You know what? It's I hate to say it, but I feel like he brings a better atmosphere than Nuno did. That's just what I feel.
Yeah,
anyway.
he did.
Obviously, Nuno didn't care, but
yeah.
with Sean and
I
his
feel like
staff.
Nuno's connection came because of what he did on the pitch.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
I feel like Sean, his connection is more from being a youth a player for Forest, and
Never
I think
took the
I
ball,
think
though.
he's also building the on pitch connection as well with his, with the few wins he's been getting. So I think he's the right man for this, and I think they'll turn it around once we get the players.
Zed, how do you feel? Have you seen any of Nuno's post-match interviews for West Ham? Can you actually watch them?
The one today was hilarious.
I tried to first, and it hurt too much, but
yeah, it's
it
unpleasant. But I actually get the feeling when I'm watching him. I can never watch till the end, but what he's saying, it feels a bit insincere. It feels like, he's saying all the things he was saying when he was our manager only a few months ago, and I'm thinking, I feel a bit unpleasant uncomfortable when I hear it.
I feel like with obviously because he was in the limelight for the worst reasons before he got sacked. I feel like he is adding on, like during game times like today. He was frustrated when their striker missed the shot and he was like throwing his towel on the seat, blah blah blah. So I feel like he's learnt to add like extra exaggeration, like he does care. That's what I feel.
Do you know what? You're right. Have you seen him when they score a goal?
Yeah.
It's like he's just been laid or something, man. Seriously, he's like going
It's fucking West Ham. Nobody gets that excited about West Ham.
That's what I'm saying. Like when we were scoring, when he used to manage us, I think the best reaction we got was him like clenching his fist and saying "Vamos" when we scored Liverpool. That's all I can remember.
Celebration, that was the best one.
Yeah.
But aside from that, though, love Nuno, and I'll never forget what he done for the club. You know what I mean?
But yeah, I kind of agree with what Rob was trying to say there. It feels a little bit tainted watching him.
Yeah,
you do hear
a bit strange.
Yeah, and you do hear the same words and the same expressions that he brought out when he was at Forest. So he's like, how much do you take on board what anyone says? Nowadays. But with Dyche has tried to connect that side of it.
Dyche is genuine. It is genuine.
Oh, come on, bro. How can you
say
that? All right, Dyche actually addressed the elephant in the room. When he won away at Liverpool, arguably our greatest result in decades, I think we'll still talk about that one. He said afterwards, listen, I never got to wear the shirt as a Forest player, but I'm wearing it now. And you could tell that meant something to him. That wasn't Nuno never got close to that in terms of winning me over for thinking that he gave a shit.
It's just sentimental, isn't it? Anyone can say that. Zed's wearing the shirt, man. What difference is it?
No.
Wait, who did Dyche support, Rob?
What do you mean? He was coming to watch Forest games even when
who
he was managing Everton. Support? You tell me it's someone that isn't Forest then?
Liverpool.
It's not Forest. It's Liverpool.
Does it?
Based on what?
What do you mean based on what? Based on the team he supports and chose probably as a kid.
I've never heard anything to suggest that he does.
Well, you think he's a Forest fan?
Yeah. If he was
been so right down the PR spin, man.
Forest fan. I'm sure you don't believe half of what you say.
Okay, do you think that Stone and Wone are Forest fans?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, come on.
No, they're not.
Stone's not a Forest fan. Stone's from up north, man. Why would he be a Forest fan?
Because he had his best years here.
He did. So did he in Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I don't expect Gibbs White to now be a Forest fan.
Yeah. Worst comes to
worst,
what's the purity test? They love the club.
What's the purity test for a Forest manager? Remembering that, how many clubs did Clough manage first? Clough won a title with Derby. So
correct.
What? Yeah.
Did you want the purity test? Do you want to know my purity test? It's one test. Win games. Win games. I don't care where you're from. I don't care who you support. If you're in charge of Forest and you're winning games, I like you.
Yeah. I think the debate's veered off a little bit, but what Rob was saying about Dyche, I do agree. I think he's genuine in what he says, and that might make a difference to some fans. I have to see it on the pitch, and I said that weeks and weeks and weeks ago, and that hasn't changed.
Kettering, mate. Kettering said.
But the recent results just feel like one step forward, two steps back, especially the way we've been playing, and that's what I'm worried about. DycheBall, as you've kind of called it and you kind of alluded to, is exactly what we're seeing right now. So when the chips are down, we're going to get DycheBall. Occasionally, maybe when the players are back, when we've got a fully fit squad, we might see a different style of play. But right now, we're going to have to kind of muddle through it. And I kind of alluded about the games coming up. I'm not confident about this Christmas period. I'm not confident about the games we've got up in December.
Are you confident about Thursday?
You know what? After Thursday,
bro. You hesitate.
No, I'm not even convinced. I'm not even convinced we'll do something. I think we'll
believe your PR spin now. There was a hesitation there, bro.
No,
if we had Murillo and Aina, I would be comfortable about December's fixtures.
Yeah, but we've got to deal with what we've got, Zed. And
that's what I'm saying. So aside from that, I don't think I can say I'm confident. It's like mid. I'm like between yes and no. Like that's what
you think there'll be a couple of good results, couple of shitty results, that kind of thing.
Basically, that's what I think.
It's kind of what we said, you know, we're going to be inconsistent, and that's kind of what we've got to.
All right, let me close with this question. Let me chuck it Ben's way. If Murillo's fit, do you start him on Thursday?
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Because we need the 100%. Points, don't we, in the Europa League?
I feel like he's just too talented where he doesn't even need like a first game back. I feel like he's proven that previously as well when he's had an injury, like whenever it was, he came back like he never left. So yeah, 100%.
No.
Would you, Rob?
We need the points.
No.
I knew you'd say no, man.
Because you don't care about the Europa League. Earlier you said you want to win it and come 17th.
Right. Utrecht have played 5 games in the Europa League. They have 1 draw and 4 losses.
They're going to beat us.
We should be able to beat them with Morata and Endoy playing.
I agree.
Quite honestly.
Yeah,
so we need to win that game, but we need to come out of that game with no new injuries and with people available for the Tottenham game, which we've got to win. We can't go losing that Tottenham game at home because I'm really concerned over the home form. I'm really concerned over the atmosphere. And I don't want things to turn against Dyche, you know. And it's important to me that, at the very least, that we don't lose that Tottenham game. They are there for taking, to be honest. Tottenham are rubbish right now. And
do you know what you're doing, Rob? You're doing what you used to do with Cooper. You've turned this into Dyche FC instead of Nottingham Forest.
Well, we're not going to have another manager this year. We are not having another manager this year.
You don't
support our manager till the end of the season. Dyche is our manager till the end of the season, and we need to back him.
Is that the only reason, Rob? It seems like that's the only reason you're saying what you're saying.
You're being sentimental about it.
Not sentimental, but you're saying we're not going to change a manager, so I'm going to just stick with him. I'm going to stick with him through.
You're probably too.
If I owned the team, I would probably just stick with him until the end of the season, come what may.
Even if we go down.
Even if we went down, yes.
Deja vu.
We go down.
Deja vu.
I was literally just halfway through saying that you're a stream away from saying you
want us to have 4 managers in one season.
I don't want a new manager. I'm fine with that.
You don't? Well, then stop pretending your opinion is different to mine.
I'm fine with Dyche, but I don't support Dyche.
Just stop there, then. Just stop there. Stop inventing that you have.
Welcome to Grumpy Old Reds.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, all right. Get your predictions in chat. All right, let's go around to the predictions. As the honorary guest tonight said, kick us off, bro. What are you saying for Thursday?
I'm gonna go with a 2-1. I don't know why. It's something telling me that Dan Endoy will get 1 and Igor Jesus.
He starts Dan Endoy on Thursday, man.
Yo, if he does, I'm gonna go ballistic. If he does, I will send for Dan Endoy.
Actually, maybe I need him to start him on Thursday so he doesn't play against Spurs.
That's a good point. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to go with a 2-1. I think he will potentially start Dan Endoy simply because we got Tottenham not long after that. But yeah, 2-1. I think it will be an ugly win, to be fair. Just a bit less ugly than the Wolverhampton win.
Mm-hmm.
As what you said.
Yeah, I think similarly because I'm not that confident about it, but at the same time, I do think we will get the win and not just a result. So I'm gonna a very, very lucky 1-0 win. It's gonna come off somebody's backside or something like that.
You just read what Matt said there, didn't you, man?
I can't read. I literally would. Have you not seen me squinting, bro? I'm gonna have to start wearing reading glasses when I'm on
That's all I
stream.
got,
I'm
man.
doing it.
Like once you hit
At least
24,
your new
man,
internet's holding up, bro.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
you're
man.
looking. By the way, how HD is Ez looking tonight, guys?
Oh, yeah.
He's only got a very small window. You should give him a bigger.
No, it's all right.
Downgrade you then.
Downgrade you. Yeah, that works.
Good. Your
I'll
frame
make
rate
sure I get
better
mine
than
right
the
next
usual
time.
4 FPS. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's almost freaky. It's almost freaky.
Yeah.
All right, so he's saying 1-0. What are you saying, Ben?
I'm gonna go. We have to beat Utrecht. They're crap. I'm gonna go 2-0 Forest. Endoy and Morata to score.
Endoy and Morata.
Morata header. Endoy bicycle kick.
And just before I get Rob's prediction, just a quick reminder, I'm just spamming in Zed's link. Make sure you go follow him on TikTok. Check out all that Forest content on there. It's much better than our TikTok content, that's for sure. So make sure you're following on there, especially you kids. I know you lot are watching. Hit the like button here. Make sure you subscribe. Rob, what are you saying?
Well, we will beat Utrecht simply because they are pretty much another Malmo. Their record is fairly similar. 1 draw, 4 defeats now. We should be able to beat them with the B team. My one concern is it's away, and we didn't beat Sturm Graz away, and we should have won that. We ought to have won that, actually. We missed a penalty, but I think we'll get the job done, but I don't think it's going to be easy, and I don't think it's going to be by a big margin. I think we will then.
Heat the kettle up while Rob answers the question.
Well, you've just made my answer longer. Thank you. So then for the Tottenham game, I think we'll have a little bit of a bounce after beating Utrecht, and we'll beat them as well. We will beat them as well.
What's in the score will be?
That's the most important game.
1-0. 1-0 against Tottenham. Because we'll have Murillo back. And we'll come out and we'll concentrate from the first minute. Maybe put them under a bit of pressure.
God, you didn't even say the score for the right bloody match.
Yeah.
1-0, 1-0. There you go.
1-0. Yeah. We're in for an exciting week, chat. We really are.
Look, Utrecht has scored, 2 goals in 5 Europa League games?
They're 7th in the Eredivisie.
They sound better than us, to be fair.
2 goals in 5 Europa League games. They will not score against us.
They've scored 26.
And also, Dyche will pick quite a strong team for that Utrecht game because the remaining 2 games after that are quite tough. So we've got to win that one. We've got to bank 3 points from this.
Matt, why? Like, seriously.
Oof.
I will not hear the end of it if that happens. I will not hear the
Brennan
end.
Johnson has skillfully avoided scoring against us in about 4 encounters now. He knows what he has
to do. Can we not talk? I don't even mention it because if it happens, I'm dead. Okay. I'm going to send you over to Igal's channel. Can you all put Bottle Jobs in there? He's an Arsenal fan. I want to troll him. Also, go check out Zed's channel over on TikTok. Forest fan, loads of Forest content there for you. And I know how small your lot's attention span is. So this is TikTok length, man. Like, you get all you need in a few seconds. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you go do that. You guys didn't get him to 10K. You got him to 78 away, if I've done my maths right. Which I guess is an okay
Every
job.
little helps, man. So yeah, I'm grateful.
Yeah, big up to all of you who have gone and subscribed over or followed, as the kids say on TikTok.
Yeah,
so
for real, appreciate
shout out
it.
to you guys. I'm gonna send you over to Igal. Go troll the hell out of him. Bottle Job or second again, Ole. One of those.
Why is
whatever
Rob
you want
out?
to put in. Huh?
Don't put in the comments, Dyche out, Rob out.
Same thing. It's the same difference.
One and the same. All right, we'll see you tomorrow for, I don't know what's on tomorrow's video, but there will be something. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Come on, you Reds.
You Reds.
Reds.